Hi, I'm Tim. I'm the economic forecaster, and this is a market summary for the week ending May 22nd, 2009. Don't even want to talk about the stock market. I want to go straight to the Treasury bond market. We have had heavy selling in Treasury bonds over the past couple of days. This has greatly concerned me. The Federal Reserve has been purchasing debt this past week, once again trying to suppress rates on Treasury bonds. Has it made a difference? No, it hasn't. Is quantitative easing working? No, it is not. Let's take a look. For instance, the 10-year closed at 3.44% today. That is up from 3.12% last Friday. The Federal Reserve has now purchased about $118 billion in treasuries. Next week, we need to very carefully watch the Treasury bond market. We have a short week, 4 days of trading. But if rates continue to rise, with the Federal Reserve being such a large purchaser of debt, they are buying upwards of $100 billion in treasuries next week. We can literally be on the verge of a bond market dislocation. Now, what is a bond market dislocation? It is a stock market crash, but it takes place in the bond market. What happens is it becomes panic selling of treasuries, and what that creates is it creates a spike in treasury bond rates to go up rapidly, and that impacts consumer, corporate, and government borrowing. Yesterday and today were particularly interesting because we saw a sell-off in equities, treasuries, and the dollar. The only flight to safety was precious metals. We did have a little bump yesterday and today in gold and silver. But the reason I think that we've had the sell-off in equities, treasuries, and the dollar is because of the fact that private capital has lost confidence in the United States. They basically are looking, saying deficit spending is unsustainable and it's only a matter of time before we're going to default on our debt. Number two, they could be saying the capital structures are no longer honored. The rule of law no longer stands. The United States is not doing the right thing. They have lost confidence. Now, fortunately for me, I've been kind of front-running this crisis for some time. For instance, back in January of last year, I started buying physical gold and silver. At that time, it was still easy to get, and you didn't pay much over spot. By the end of summer, the market had gone dry, and gold and silver was tough to get. And if you could find it, you would pay a premium over spot. In early fall, I started stocking up on ammunition. It was everywhere, and it was not a problem to get. You could walk into any sporting goods store or any gun shop, and it was right there on the shelf. Just buy what you need. I noticed a few months ago that has all changed. Sporting goods stores and the gun shops, the shelves look pretty bare. As a matter of fact, today you're lucky if you can buy any handgun ammo at all. I was just in Big 5 earlier, and I think they might have had a box of 45 caliber. That's pretty much it. My brother-in-law just recently bought a 40 caliber Glock. He had to shop about 3 different stores to find one box, 40 cal. It's tough to find. These are the signs of the times in which we live. More and more people are waking up and stocking up. Now, if I can make a little suggestion here, if you haven't already stocked up on food, I suggest you do it, and do it now. And the reason why, using the past two examples of ammunition and gold and silver, there once was an abundance, and now the market's pretty dry. I can see that coming with food. So we need to take advantage of that now, because that is going to be the next area that we are going to see shortages. And I just also wanted to briefly touch on the fact that economics is a social science. Just like political science, psychology, and sociology, the reason I bring this up is because when there's a breakdown in the economy, this affects other areas within our society. For instance, today I read that hospitals are reporting an increase in the number of child abuse cases and of domestic violence cases. There's been an increase in the number of people who have checked themselves into mental health clinics, depression, and anxiety. It is important for us to prepare ourselves both mentally and physically for what is coming. Building a good community with friends and family is going to be important, and especially with your neighbors. I'd like to thank everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I hope I'm making a difference here on YouTube. I'm going to continue to bring you vital information as it comes forth. And like I said, these numbers as far as unemployment, GDP, housing starts, the consumer price index, that's not going to mean anything. You need to watch the bond market, because the bond market will dictate the direction that this country is going to go in. And with what I've been seeing the past couple of days, I mean, we are literally right on the verge. It doesn't matter what the stock market does, because once the Treasury bond market goes, everything else is going to collapse with it. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I look forward to your comments.